I want to review the data set we have collected from last week's assessments. We did COPA scores on the NorCal PDP U17 and U16 boys and girls teams. Matt, I think you've had some time to look into it. Is there anything that you noticed?
I've looked at most of the scorecards, and it looks like there's a few athletes that kind of stood out in multiple of the tests that we did.
There was one standout for me, a 17-year-old male. I noticed on the technical, physical and cognitive skills, he was in the top percentiles when compared to college players, which is pretty impressive. It was even more impressive looking at his skeletal age. He's a bit of a late developer, so it means he has some room to grow, which will only enhance those physical and technical skills as he ages more. So for me, that's a really exciting profile.
Good tempo, come on, good tempo. Step in, step in, step in. Deliver, deliver.
I'm Ricky Gonzalez, I'm 17 years old, and I'm from American Canyon, California, and I play for Napa United. For as long as I can remember, soccer has been part of my life. It takes all my worries away and it drives my focus. Playing soccer is all I've ever wanted.
My name is Ricky. I play left wing and right wing.
Welcome players to the first edition of the Napa United home practice video.
I've been with Coach Gavin for about 7 years. He really believes in me. A lot of the opportunities I have are because of him.
I'm Gavin Taylor, and I'm the Napa United Director of Soccer Operations and MLS Next Academy Director. You're going to drive a pass into Luna. Luna's going to set it back. With Ricky, I've been fortunate enough to work with him for kind of 6-7 years, seeing him grow from a very young man to what is now someone that's ready to hopefully go and take advantage of a professional journey. And he's ready for that step. His family have done a brilliant job of preparing him for that. His parents are very humble people. They love coming to every single game. They've traveled absolutely everywhere to watch him, and they celebrate the goals, they enjoy the highs, but they equally don't get too low when things aren't going well, which I think is why Ricky has a very stable baseline for sport and being able to go and take advantage of opportunities.
I am Ana Sierra, and I am Ricky's mom. We have lived in Napa County for over 18 years.
I was 16 years old when I moved to USA. I used to live in a small village in Mexico. My husband came when he was barely 17 years old. So you can imagine it hasn't been an easy road for us as immigrants. We came with the hope to a better future for us, a better future for our kids. Since then, like the rest is history. Soccer has been forever in our family. It has been forever in our story.
Yeah.
My family and me are very close, and we're together all the time. My mentor is my dad. He loved soccer when he was younger and introduced me to it when I was just 2 to 3 years old. I just love the sport. I like to play, but never had the skills like Ricky does. He's 17 years old right now, and we don't have that many opportunities around here. For me, I'm super proud of him. He needs to understand he needs to believe more on himself. You know, he has the skills. He's been working so hard for many years, so he needs to be more, but I can do it. You know, I got everything that I need to take to be a professional player. So just play the game.
I think this shows his personality as a little boy. He was aggressive. The style of soccer has always been very strong. Ricky's dream has always been playing soccer. Coming from a small town, we don't have a lot of opportunities.
Colleges have looked at him and MLS teams as well, but nothing has really come through. He's so skilled on the field, but keeps getting overlooked.
I think Ricky's probably been overlooked because he's not the usual mould that professional clubs look for in terms of a big, strong, athletic player. He will seek out the biggest opponent on the field to try and prove that he can outmatch that player. And invariably he does. He's incredibly athletic, very fast. The good thing about Ricky is he's probably just as fast with the ball at his feet as he is without it.
We all believe in him and his skills. All we can do is hope for better results.
It's disappointing to be overlooked. Right now, I just have to stay focused and getting better every day. So when the call comes, I can be ready for the opportunity.
I'm Barry McCabe. I'm the Director of Talent Identification and Science here at COPA Soccer Training Centre. My core responsibilities are ensuring that we have an assessment protocol that is valid, repeatable, reliable, and makes sense from a science standpoint. Our goal at COPA from a talent identification side is to create as many opportunities as possible for young players through professional players and to remove barriers that may exist like economic status, geographical location, subjective bias that may exist in a sport, and ensure no player gets unnoticed.
I'm Charlie Campbell, the Managing Director here at COPA Soccer Training Center. COPA is a 107,000 square foot training and assessment center located in Walnut Creek, California.
Our mission here at COPA is twofold, is to establish the global standard for talent identification in the sport of soccer, but also to create the most immersive, the most engaging, the most purposeful learning environments for young soccer players to develop their skills. And we're doing this with our innovative assessment, the COPA Score. The COPA Score is an entirely objective assessment of a player's technical, physical, cognitive skills, as well as assessing their skeletal age so we can understand the maturation status of the player. This is important because these are the fundamental aspects of the sport, no matter what level the player is at. And thanks to a lot of data collection over the last few years, we've been able to understand the benchmarks of the different levels of play from the youth all the way through professional play. We use those benchmarks and those standards then to create training recommendations and to understand where a player is at in their development. While at COPA, attending the NorCal PDP Assessment Day, Ricky took his COPA Score. As the official sports science partner of NorCal Premier, we've set the objective benchmarks for each of their PDP teams. Recently, we've assessed all of their PDP players from U12 through U17, both boys and girls. These benchmarks create a clear, data-driven pathway for NorCal's 125,000 players to qualify for opportunities with PDP. When it comes to Ricky's profile, he initially stood out because he was in the top percentiles for technical skills, physical skills, and cognitive skills when compared to over 400 NCAA Division I players, averaging around 20 years old. When we dug deep, we were able to see that Ricky was only 17 years old. What made his case even more intriguing was his bone density analysis, revealing a skeletal age of just 15 and a half, a full 1.5 years behind his calendar age, and nearly 5 years younger than his comparison group. As a late developer, Ricky still has room to grow, making his future potential even more exciting.
The COPA Score gave me a lot of confidence, and it motivated me more to keep working hard and getting better.
After athletes complete their COPA Score, their data is uploaded into our anonymized database. Our Talent ID partners, which are youth, college, and professional organizations both here in America and internationally, sort through that anonymized database to find unique profiles.
COPA has a partnership with TSG Hoffenheim, who are a German Bundesliga football club. They have been at the forefront of talent identification and player development over the last 12 years. We're really grateful to have this partnership as it's allowed us to create an alignment between our assessment protocol so we understand what the standards are in a top European academy.
We first came across an anonymized profile in California, and this turned out to be Ricky. In Ricky's case, what was very interesting was that he was ranked in the 100th percentile, meaning the top 1% of speed of play compared to Hoffenheim's 8 years of historical data. He also exhibited great mental resilience, comfortable playing under high pressure environments, and also had a very fast mental game. What piqued our interest was that he was not being scouted or recruited by any professional club or even any collegiate program at the time. Then we decided to invite him for a trial at TSG Hoffenheim.
This is at the heart of what COPA represents, opening doors for players like Ricky by leveraging objective data to ensure that no talent slips through the cracks.
The thing that I've been able to say, Ricky, this is not just me calling on a favour of a friend. This is data-driven approach from the COPA Score. There's no arguing with that. He's going because they've picked him. And I just want him to go and take advantage of it, not just from a football perspective, but from a life experience.
As a mother, of course, I want him to achieve all of his dreams. And I want to believe that this opportunity is going to help him get there.
He never been exposed to something as big as TSG, hoping he can forget about everything and do what he does best, play soccer. Getting this opportunity with TSG is a very exciting moment. It gives me validation that my hard work is paying off. Now I can have my chance and opportunity. Feels great to finally be here and be put up against some of the best players in Europe. It's very competitive, no one wants to lose their spot. The coaches demand high standards every play, every game. Everybody here plays super fast and super physical. Right now, I think my physicality and the speed of play are really being tested. I want to show them my creativity and my 1v1 situations.
Die Geschichte der TSG Hoffenheim ist eine besondere Geschichte. Der Verein ist ein Dorfsclub, der jetzt seit 16 Jahren in der Bundesliga. Also mein Name ist Jan Meyer, Professor Dr. Jan Meyer. Ich bin bei der TSG Hoffenheim zuständig für den Markenkern Innovation. Etabliert ist und dieser Weg aus der Kreisliga in die Bundesliga, das war ein ereignisreicher Weg und mittlerweile ist es fast schon außergewöhnlich, dass ein Dorf sich so lange in diesem Wettbewerb hält. Weil im Gegensatz zu den großen Clubs müssen wir es immer etwas anders machen.
When creating the concept of COPA, we identified a number of clubs across Europe that have taken this data-centric, objective approach to talent identification. But one club in particular stood out, TSG Hoffenheim. TSG has an impressive record of graduating approximately 23% of their youth academy into professional soccer, whereas the normal Bundesliga average is roughly 3 to 5%.
Dabei hat sich eine ganz spezielle Methode entwickelt, nämlich datengestützte, individualisierte Talententwicklung, also Potenzialentfaltung von Individuen und Gruppen. Und interessant war eben, dass dieser Ansatz eben bei COPA auch gelebt wird, eben auch über Daten und Scores versucht wird, Talente ausfindig zu machen und diese dann zur Potenzialentfaltung zu bringen.
TSG's success is driven by their unique approach to talent identification. For the past 12 years, they've assessed every player in their youth academy to their professional team, and they've used that data to determine what are the most important attributes that predict long-term professional potential.
The biggest strength of the COPA Score and the Hoffenheim philosophy of testing is really about understanding where the player is biologically in their age. And what we tried to do is say, is this player a true talent or are they just an early mature? And are the players that are not being seen Is it that they just haven't hit their peaks of growth and they are the late developers that will, in a few years, if you give them the opportunity, this is really where they will shine?
Ricky is an interesting example of this, a player who has the skills necessary to play at the highest level, but his potential may be overlooked because he is a late developer.
When we talk about the impression that he leaves here, it's very important to also have in mind what kind of group he joins here. It's definitely one of the top U17 groups that we have here in Germany at the moment, and with all this in mind, he left a really good impression on the first day. He had a good practice. You could already see his talent on the pitch, and we're excited to see what comes next.
He had a very good training attitude. He had very good skills to compete. We are looking forward to seeing more players coming through the COPA Score, since he made a really good impression and was able to compete on the highest level.
Ricky is good enough to play professionally, and there are probably many clubs in Europe that would be interested in him.
For Ricky's profile, in terms of not just the physical attributes, but something that Hoffenheim takes a lot of care in is understanding the mental performance of the athlete. Ricky has a fantastic ability to manage stress. And so in order to play pro, you definitely need a very high level of stress resilience, which Ricky has.
Regardless of the outcome with TSG Hoffenheim, this journey has shone a spotlight on Ricky's potential.
He showed me how data like the COPA scores can open doors. And I believe that this is gonna give hopes to other players and their families.
This can be inspiring for players who have similar dreams, to showcase how tools like the COPA Score can create pathways for success. The future is bright, not just for Ricky, but for every player looking to make their mark.
So we have a saying with the boys, preparation plus opportunity equals success. I think the preparation is everything we do with our training sessions. And if you look at what goes on at COPA, if I look at what goes on at Napa United, it's our job now to make sure we're creating those opportunities for players to provide success. And with young players like Ricky, you can't go far wrong if you just give them good methods of play, but ultimately it's just about being there for them and providing them a pathway to these type opportunities.
Ricky's love of soccer has only grown over the years.
Watching Ricky's dream has been inspiring.
And this is just the beginning for his journey.
The COPA Score can lead to exciting opportunities, but you have to seize those moments and give it everything you got. Because there's only so many chances to prove yourself. My goal has always been to play professionally. And this experience has only reinforced that. I'm looking forward to seeing where this journey continues to take me.